If you see someone's on set and you can see that their hair is messed up, tell them. I've seen way too many times people have allowed people to look terrible or wild on camera. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Sinclair and welcome to the Media Moguls. We're not gonna rap today. We're not doing it. Today we are gonna be talking about making your talent feel comfortable and how to build rapport when doing interviews or any kind of thing with human beings. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about the bread and butter of your work. Throughout your career, you're going to end up having to film someone. This is just how it is. You film someone, something, somewhere. But the problem is, depending on where you are in your career, you might have to be the person who does a lot of things, especially if you're starting out or if you're a run and gun shooter. So you're going to have to deal with talent. It's just how it is. Whether it is you call them, you welcome them, whatever. But that is something you are gonna have to do. So let's talk about how you're gonna get the talent to put their best foot forward and come up with the best content possible. So the first thing I can recommend you can do when you meet talent is just be a normal person. A lot of the time when you put a camera in front of someone, they change. I don't know what it is, but it just makes you freeze. So your job as a videographer or a cinematographer or whatever is to make that person feel comfortable. You can do that by asking if they want any water, how was their journey, have they done any camera work before? And with these questions, you can kind of find out where they're at. With this baseline, you can then kind of see what work you need to do. For example, if you have someone who's very nervous, you're gonna need to talk to them. That's just how it is. You're gonna need to reassure them. You're gonna have to tell them like, oh, don't worry, it's just a camera. If anything, you can look at me, but just make them feel comfortable. Because I feel like when you have someone in front of a camera, if they're not comfortable, it does show. And you don't want that. You want the person to be seen in the best light possible. So even as the case, you make some jokes, you find out what it is that makes them feel uncomfortable, and just give them that reassurance as another human being that this is gonna be all right. I find that is a big help because a lot of time people are scared. I can't even lie to you. Upon starting this channel, I didn't like being on camera. And I mostly still don't like being on a camera, even as I'm working on one now. But it's one of those things where if you start to make yourself feel comfortable and you just do little things, it helps in the long run. And being comfortable shows. I know I've said this already, but it shows on camera. If someone is scared or nervous, it shows. And you don't want that on camera. You want them to look great and as good as possible. It's even with photography. I believe if you take a bad picture, it shouldn't go out. So it's the same with video. If you notice that your talent is not comfortable, just take a pause, ask them, do they need any water? Are they okay? And go forward from there. Another thing that you can do to make your talent more comfortable is show them what's going on. You can do this in numerous amounts of ways. The first way that you can do this is by showing them what it will look like. This makes them feel comfortable, like, oh wow, like get them involved in the process. Make them feel like they are a part of the production. This then makes them feel a bit more calmer because they can see what's going on. They know what it looks like, where they're kind of being set in, and they'll just be really appreciative and they'll be like, wow, this looks cool. The more you make them feel like they're at home or a part of the production, the more they're gonna relax. It's just how it is. If they don't know what's going on, if they don't know how it looks, or even in case you take a picture of your camera and you show them how they look on screen, that will help alleviate and make them feel more at home than they would do than not seeing anything. It seems like a small thing, but that will help ease their nerves. Because remember, if you put a camera in front of someone, they don't know what you're seeing and they don't know how they look like. And I know as humans, we are very self-conscious at times. So stuff like that just helps to bring down their self-conscious levels and just let them be a bit more calm. Another thing you can do to help make them put their best foot forward is be a good cameraman or camera woman. When I say that, if you see someone's on set and you can see that their hair is messed up, tell them. I've seen way too many times people have allowed people to look terrible or wild on camera. If you see something's wrong, tell them. If there's like a mark on their face, or you can see something white, or even like there be fluff or something in someone's beard, that will show them that you actually care about how they're representing on video. And it will also make them feel like they're in safe hands. They know that the person who's filming them actually cares and wants them to be seen in a good light. So just keep an eye on it. And don't be afraid to stop something if you see something's gone wrong. For example, I know you can see my microphone here, but if you've had a microphone to someone and the wire starts to show, don't feel afraid to be like, can we just stop there for a second, fix the microphone and continue. It's about putting your best foot forward and making everyone as comfortable as possible. Another thing you can do to help with this apprehension is if you can see the person's nervous, you can tell them, okay, let's take a break. Do you need any water? You can give them some reassurance like, that looks really good, but can we just try it again? And just kind of give them feedback as you're going along. Because remember, you're kind of coaching them to get the best that they can do. This could be someone who never goes on video. So they don't know if what they're doing is good or bad. So for example, when you are filming, you may feel like you're being enthusiastic, but for some strange reason, it doesn't translate to camera. But if you're like, wow, this is really amazing, it translates a bit more. So it's stuff like that. But if you don't know these kind of things, then you could feel that you're being enthusiastic, but it could be like you're very dead. So if I'm speaking like this, it's very engaging. But if I'm talking like this, then it's not really as engaging, is it? So it's communicating stuff like that to make sure that your talent is showing their best side. Everyone has a best side. Even people that are dry have their best side. It's up to you to make sure that's translated. And I've been in situations where people are very, very nervous and they're very, very quiet. But if you keep on doing these little things like trying to bring out their character, even in this case you run a little joke or you just make them feel comfortable, their best self will come out and it will show on camera. And it's worth it. Like, trust me, it is worth getting the best out of these people as it will help your production. So yeah, when you're filming, do remember these little tips. They can go a long way. Bring your personality, 100%. When I go and say, I am Aaron, I'm not someone else. Me as a person, I like to run little jokes, I can be funny. So I make sure that's me on set. That allows me to help bring out the best in whoever. So I'm not saying you have to be funny, but just make sure you bring you to the table and let people know that this is me and we're gonna work together to make something amazing. So I hope all of that has been insightful. Do make sure to like, comment, and subscribe as it really helps. And let's get a conversation going in the comments. What do you do to make sure that people feel comfortable when they're on set? As you may hold a key that someone else needs. So thank you for tuning in. My name is Aaron Sinclair and this has been the Media Moguls. I will catch you on the next one.